money. Anything about money was so tough. We got about 60 million, we got about 16 million, we got about 150 million. Then we got the number of things how we used to organize like working breakfast. Now can already buy my people wanted to fail. But when in Gambauta, everybody becomes a friend. That is what Bugisu should do. And the concept of our that cultural institution was not meant for that. It was meant to bring cohesion and harmony. But I've noticed three things. Selfishness, ignorance, and greed.
Now, the first book Ambassador Wami, I personally served as a minister. Mr. Turanjun, I am serving as a minister. Chairman. You leave my other titles. Yes, we have witnesses. I think before lawyer about to billion. I want to say today we have made a resolution guided by the chairpersons of LC5. First is to get all masqueraders around. I'm not officially communicating as for the chairperson, but I'm saying these are some of the resolutions I also contributed for. That the probable offices, one here in Maluku, the other one in Mutoto, both of them should be closed and with immediate effect. And the letter is following by the chairperson of the caucus of LC5s, the governors of LC5, who have the authority and who are the owners of the cultural institution. Secondly, we made a resolution today that all clan heads should be met within less than 1 month. The clan heads of the 26 officially known 26 clans, greater clans, as per 1926, when the colonialists gazetted this place as native administration of Bugisu, which had 26 sub-counties then, named after the clans at that time. And that's what we are going for. Thirdly, members of parliament and all leaders should get involved. I'm not a spokesperson for the members of parliament of the caucus of Bugisu, but I can expressly say this is what we resolved, that the members of parliament should aid into pacifying, ameliorating the situation of Bamasaba, because we are part and a parcel, and we are at national level. We must see tranquility back at home. And then lastly, of course, frequency of meetings. And we want in the next meeting, we will be guiding the minister and all those responsible on what next step they should take. I want to thank you.
They talked about the institution having no constitution and it being registered as a company and not a cultural institution.
Two things. The constitution is there. Two, it was registered, but there was an offshoot, which because of what President Museveni, His Excellency President Museveni, donated the vehicle. Now we needed at the time some kind of authentication to get that vehicle for the institution. So a group within registered some company to show ownership through which the card would be written. You get me right? So that is the case. But council, one of our own sons, one of the most very professional lawyer, has guided. Constitutions are made, constitutions can be reviewed, and everything like that. We will, this time, do something which is probably should stand test of time. And this conflict is good because it is showing us our weaknesses, whether constitutionally or whatever. But certainly, even in the constitution, there is nothing to say that every male younger person of Bugisu should be circumcised. It is not there. So we have the cultural, usually a practice becomes a behavior. A behavior becomes a norm. A norm over time becomes a tradition. And the traditions over time become culture. So the whole issue is there are certain things which are to us. I asked some person in the morning when he was saying, you are segregating women in Injia Masaba. I told them, why is it that if you are a Muslim, why don't we have an imam who is a woman to preach? I asked that. Nobody would answer. And the person I asked was a Muslim. I asked the Catholic. I said, if you say you want women, the Catholics recognize women, the Muslims recognize women. Why can't we have a reverend, is it a father or a mother, a reverend mother, a preaching, which is not there? You see? So we have also our own norms here that a lady, while they are recognized, respected, and everything, but there are certain norms they don't have to participate into. For example, they can't circumcise men. We used to circumcise women. They would do that, but not circumcise men. The other issue, they cannot go for baptism. Muitosi, we call it litosi. Baptism in the fountains. No, they cannot do that. You see? Those are the issues which make our culture what it is today.
At the end of the day, as a leader in this region, what
Yes.
do you want to see? Do you want to see this institution reborn and you get a new leader, or you want to harmonize
No,
this?
there is no rebirth. We are already born, and God made that birth sometime. We are only putting ourselves in order for the times today. Because we were born sometime, we don't know where we came from. Nobody knows that. When the Bugisu started circumcising about 500 or so, or even 1,000 years ago, who would know that circumcision would be a medical, clinical procedure? Today, the whole world takes circumcision as a clinical procedure. Who knew? That means our professors who started this, the medical doctors who started this knew. And somebody called us primitive and backward. The Western style of okunyoma, the Western style of enslavement of every mind which is not their skin. Okay? So I want to say it's not any rebirth. We are simply correcting our ways for posterity of the Bamasaba and this institution.
Finish the meeting. We, the chairpersons of Bugisu sub-region, first of all, I'll tell you that they have entrusted me, Kigai Jose Kimono. I'm their chairperson for the entire Bugisu sub-region. Today we had a meeting. This is all concerning the Bukuk of Weba Masaba. And we have resolved that we shall continue with these meetings until we come to the conclusion to have Umukuka or Masaba. We have resolved that we must continue with the meetings. We have resolved that next meeting will be in Sri Lanka, and we have resolved that the so-called Bakuka, because they have offices, one has an office in Mutoto and another one office in Maluku. We resolved that these offices should be closed. Let our Bakuka go back home, and when the law allows them, maybe when the clan leaders re-elect them or re-elect one of them, we shall confirm him as the Umukuka, so that we can have a well gazetted, established Umukuka of Masaba. But the next meeting, we say we shall have, we are going to have another meeting as we chairperson there survives. We shall communicate the date, and the executive people we shall invite in the next meeting.
The biggest problem has not been that there is a problem, but the bigger problem is that the people who are supposed to solve the problem have nursed or entertained impunity and defiance of what's supposed to be the right thing. That is the only problem, right from the national to the local level. If actions were taken for the right thing and against the wrong things, as known by everybody, things would have been resolved. That's all.
What do you think should be the lasting solution to all this mess?
Do the right thing for the right thing, and the wrong thing to be condemned and be removed. Full stop.
Member of Parliament for Bulambuli constituency. Yes, we are here as members of Parliament, LC5 chairpersons, and some cultural chairpersons of different clans. The reason why we made a resolution to withdraw security or royal guards from the two masquerading kings is to expedite the process of installing a new king, because we don't have anybody gazetted officially by government to ensure that they sit in those offices. Two, we are going to close those offices so that at least they can go back to their clans and come back and as official kings. So if one of them is elected anyway. The third one is to bridge the gap between the clans and the LC5 chairpersons and us as members of parliament who are carrying out this exercise to ensure that we resolve this issue once and for all. And also this one, it follows the court ruling, which says that any king who is supposed to be elected, it should be back to the people themselves. And this goes back to the district councils and LC5 chairpersons and clan heads who are going to carry out the process of electing a new king according to the constitution of the cultural council. So I think we are really very ready to ensure that we work very fast to expedite the process and ensure that the one king is installed within a period of 2 months.
All right. Thank you. They say that also the Inzoya Masava was registered as a company, not as a cultural institution.
Yeah, those are the issues which we are going to sort out, and the constitutional commission is going to be set up by this very group to carry out that exercise. But we are going to handle them concurrently so that we don't delay with the process of electing a new leader within the Bugisu sub-region.
Okay.
It's a cultural group.
First of all and foremost, me as a person who witnessed, who was part of this process was started by Professor Wambusa, former Chief Justice of Uganda, Justice Masika, Godby Wakiro, Nendea, Professor Nabudere, Engineer Sakwa, and others I have not mentioned here. So the intention was to bring the Bamasa together, to have one voice, to unite them for future development. But unfortunately, there is a foreign hand. There is an iron hand which is inside these things. Now, if there is no Umukuka, the way some people are saying, but why is it that the office of Umukuka, the headquarters, is being manned by soldiers? Who deployed those soldiers if there is no Umukuka?